All right, let's begin. All right, good night, everybody. Today we're continuing with our lesson on substance. And as I told you, we're looking at question number 3 from exercise 1G. So 1G, number 3. And in 1G, we're given Venn diagrams and we are asked to name them. All right? So let's look at these, and then as we go along, then we're going to discuss each one. The first one, E. Note, it has shaded everything inside of the circle A, as well as everything inside of circle B. So everything inside of circle A and everything inside of circle B is shaded. So what name can we give to this section that is shaded? We're gonna call it A union B, because it shows everything that is in A as well as everything that is in B. So whenever it shows that kind of shading, everything in A and everything in B, it is called A union B. Yes? Questions?
Yes, sir. Please go right one more time, like on the top.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're saying we look at the Venn diagram, and when we look at the Venn diagram, we notice that the part that is shaded is what we want to name. And you notice all of the circle called A and all of the circle called B is shaded. So to name it, if it's all of A and all of B, we call it A union B. All right? All right, good. Let's look at B. Notice in B, everything outside of the circles is shaded. So everything outside the circles is shaded. And I want to name it. In other words, it is the opposite of the first one. So if B is the opposite of the first one, then we're going to call it A union B complement. In other words, everything that is outside of A union B. Right? So everything outside of A union B. So outside of it means complement, what is not within. Okay? Questions?
Sir, that will be when nothing no in a A and nothing no in a B where go together.
Excuse me?
BM. So B outside because nothing in a A and B match.
Is shaded. We're looking at the shading, Mr. And it is the shading that we wish to name. Okay? Let's look at C. What is shaded in C? What is shaded in C?
On in the middle, sir.
Huh?
On in the middle.
The middle. And what do we call the middle?
Intersection.
The intersection. So this is A intersect B. That's A
Okay.
intersect B. Good. Right? What about D? Notice in D, you're sharing everything outside of the intersection. Everything outside the intersection. So how do we call that? Remember, there's a word that represents outside or missing. That word is from yesterday?
Complement.
Complement. So that means that D is A intersect B.
Complement.
Complement. Everything outside. Right? In other words, D is the opposite of C. D is the opposite of C. All right? Let's look at E. In E, the only thing shared is the circle E. So this everything within circle E is shaded. So we call that
A complement.
not just E. E. Only E or E. Right? So when only one circle is shaded, then you just take the name of that circle that is shaded. Okay? And F is the opposite of E. In other words, what is shaded is everything outside of the circle E. So how do we want to call that?
A complement.
That's right, a complement. A complement. Beautiful. Right? A complement. Questions, guys? Questions? Questions? Questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Sir, please repeat it over, sir.
Which part? Which one? A, B, C, D, E, F.
The last one, sir, please.
All right. F. F, what is shaded is everything outside the circle E. So notice there are lines here, all over here, all outside here, covering B and out here. There is no shading in E. So the word outside can be represented as the word complement. Right? So since E is not shaded, so we call it everything outside of A, which means A complement. Right? So anytime you have to use the word outside, then you're looking at complement. See, everything outside of the circles is A union B complement. So anytime it is outside, you will use the concept of complement. Okay?